So hello guys, how are you? I'm trying to make a habit of doing these live streams when I have time, and just because of everything that's been going on. I've been off social media besides the Facebook group, and um, just really working behind the scenes. And so I have time at night to stream. So I've been doing these videos, so I'm going to keep on doing them. You guys are loving them, so we're going to keep these going. So I can stream late at night, and then usually I start seeing comments and likes and stuff like that come in the morning time and a couple of days after that. So I wanted to talk about the 7 things that I would really suggest people observe when they are working on their e-commerce business. And these are really the 7 things that I would have picked, or 10 things that I wish someone would have reminded me of, kind of like a checklist. And I was working with a client a couple days ago, and she had said, Genesis, I wish, you made a checklist for people, something that, you could just kind of sell or put out there for people to have, because some of the things that you remind me of, like, I would have never thought about them if I didn't have you as a coach. And so I wanted just to give some things just to help you guys out. I thought it was a great recommendation. So I want to talk about 7 things that I believe every e-commerce business should really make sure that you're thinking about when launching or just existing. I mean, these may be things that you may not be thinking of right now, but just in general. So the first thing is abandoned cart recovery emails. You will be surprised how many people don't actually use them. And if you have Shopify, usually the Shopify plan, the $29 plan, they have abandoned cart. They show the emails and things. But of course, if you have MailChimp, you can sync everything for free. Technically not free, right? So if you have over a certain number of subscribers, you'll pay, but up to 2,000 subscribers, up to 2,000 users total in your e-commerce store through MailChimp, so if you don't have 2,000 people, then you can have free abandoned cart recovery. So, but a lot of people don't use them. And so you may get their emails and you may see the amount show up in your Shopify account. But if you're not actually singing that with MailChimp, then they're not getting any reminders. And I know for my own businesses and then for my clients, abandoned cart helps really recapture a lot of coins and money that could have been sitting on the table. So a lot of times I'll ask people, how much money did you lose through abandoned carts? And they're like, oh, I saw the number. No, what's the total number? Okay, did you get it back? And then you can always even email people and ask them, notice it didn't check out, tell us why, and they may tell you, hey, the shipping is too high. They may tell you that, I just felt like, usually it's pricing. Usually people abandon carts because pricing, or they just forgot. And so, those kind of things. But you can ask people, like, if you notice that people you have to look at that abandoned cart. Like, if you're seeing that people are having these huge carts and they're not checking out, if they have given you their phone number or their email address, contact them and really ask them, hey, what's going on? Hey, this is founder, or owner of, and I would love to just get your input. We want to make the store better and make it a store that you would love to shop at. Tell us why, and so feedback is so important. So again, number 1 is abandoned cart recovery emails. Number 2 is follow-up emails for customers. So we use, for Gigi Taught Me, we use Kit. I love Kit. So Kit sends out these follow-up emails. So after the customer purchases from us, they actually get an automatic email. And we use Kit. Now, honestly, I could have used MailChimp for it, but I don't. I use Kit. So we use MailChimp for our abandoned cart. Then I use Kit for the follow-up emails they get from me, basically saying, thank you so much for shopping. If you have any concerns or, just anything, let me know. Then it has my name at the bottom. And that really, I actually get responses to those emails all the time. People telling, oh, thank you so much, that I really store, and I love it. And I actually communicate back with them in the inbox. The third one is building out and building up product releases. So a lot of times when I work with my coaching clients, when they're launching e-commerce businesses, one of the biggest issues is that when they are working on their launch, they want to launch all their products together. And I've actually talked about this on a previous live, but you want to be extremely strategic. And so let's say, you're coming out with a line of products. They don't all have to be launched when you launch your store. Think about building out and building up. So building out basically is building out products. Building up is about building up the hype of those products so that they will sell well. So many people have stores that don't sell. The products don't sell. It takes a long time because, to be honest, they're it's one of those things where you want to have a business just to have a business. And remember, the goal is to make profit. So don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? Build up the hype. So first of all, figure out, okay, what products do we know people are going to want now? Then let's build out. And think about building out and building up is that, think of it like when McDonald's or Wendy's or fast food places test out items. For instance, McDonald's, we'll do the McRib, like they came up with these, you guys remember when they did these flavored fries? I'm not sure you guys remember that, but they test different products in different markets just to see, okay, will this actually work long term? Or, do we need to keep this on the menu, or we're going to take this out? And so, but you'll notice that it's not like, today they're going to have all 100 ideas, testing out at your local McDonald's. They test them in batches and kind of see, okay, we're going to have a limited time offer for this, limited time offer for that. So when you're thinking about products or whatever you're working on, be strategic and think about your product releases. So if it's going to take 3 months to kind of build up the hype for the release, great. If it's going to take 6 months, there's no rush. And we'll talk about this. This is actually the very last number. I'm going to get to the last one, but remember, there's no rush in business. It's about actually striking hot. It's not about rushing. It's about making sure you're hitting at the right time. So get to know your audience, get to know your customers. I've never rushed to build a business. I strike when it's hot, because I'm here to make money, right? So you don't need to rush. You just need to strike hot. So number one, again, was abandoned cart recovery emails. Make sure you have those set up. Number two is follow-up emails for customers. These are basics, but you would be surprised how many people forget these. I'll have more videos coming up with maybe some more deeper things, but these are just to start out. Number three, building out and building up product releases. No need to rush, but strike when it's hot, and don't release everything at one time. Build things up and drop it here, build things up, drop a collection here, or drop one product, or maybe launch a product. And then number four is influencers and key sponsorships. So many new businesses waste money on the wrong people. And so you waste money on influencers who do not really match your market. You waste money on, people emailing you saying, hey, we would love for you to sponsor this or sponsor your items. Make sure it's worth it. Not all sponsorship, swag bags, or whatever that you may put your product in or offer your product in, it is actually worth it. You have to realize that, remember, if I give away a free t-shirt or a free mug or free this or free that, that thing costs. It's not actually free. Right? So when we do things like, I'm giving away 5 free t-shirts, they're not free t-shirts. They're not free. They were paid for. And I need to make sure that when I give things out that they are coming back. Now, I'm not saying, if something lays on your heart to, give something to somebody, but I'm talking about for the majority of things that you do, you want to make sure that there's actually that there's an ROI on that there's a return on that daggone investment. If I give you 10 free t-shirts, okay, is your audience a paying audience? Is your event, are there people there who match what our company is about? And, can we put our postcards and business cards in your bags? I mean, what kind of exposure are we getting here? It's very important that when you are trading off product for sponsorships, or whether you're working with an influencer, that things are laid out. So for Gigi Taught Me, we have an influencer contract that we actually have our influencers sign. It is important. So when you work with influencers, now I'm not saying you don't have to have them sign a contract, because I've had friends say, hey, I just shipped off a t-shirt to an influencer or to someone's PR person, but it just depends upon what it is. For us, we actually sign on influencers for an extended period of time. So we do actually a year-long relationship with influencers. Then we have influencers who we just send product to every now and then. They're not actually a quote unquote relationship, but we do have influencers that we have an influencer program through. We actually have 3 right now, and they are on contract for a full year, and we send them product every 2 months for them to, support out to their followers. And what we did was we researched them, we researched the engagement, we saw the audience that they have, and we made sure, first of all, before we send you this free product, we send them t-shirts, things like that, from our store. We're a t-shirt, mug kind of business for boss women, boss faith-based, so it's religious-based business. So we made sure that that niche and that area was there. And again, we looked at engagement. So it wasn't just like, people liking their stuff, but we looked at not just the comments, but who was commenting. What were they saying? That stuff is important. You can't just say, oh, they have 100 comments. No, what are the comments saying? Are these real people? They're not bots. So, we looked at their platforms, and what we did was we offered them free gear in return of them, showing the product, things like that. There are also campaigns that you can sign up for. We've also used FameBit, FAMEBIT, and it is an influencer program, creator slash the influencers, where basically influencers can apply for campaigns that you post as the company or business. So you can say, okay, hey, our budget is, $100 or whatever. And, in return for, you completing well, it's more like this. They basically, you put out in the campaign what you're looking for. So, hey, we're looking for someone to be on Instagram, whatever the platforms are. You give a description of what you want them to do, and then you put in a budget. Then basically people pitch to you of them basically, being the influencer that you use. You can use several. And then what happens is, actually, no, you pick one per campaign. I apologize. So when you pick that person, basically they hold the money in escrow until the project is completed, which I think is really cool. So I like FameBit because it's not as if, you get cheated out of your money. The money goes through FameBit, and then they'll give the money to the influencer once the influencer completes the project. So if they don't complete the project, they don't get the money. But I love it because you can see, you can kind of, you can look at all the influencers. They pitch to you, like we received over 50 campaigns for our very first campaign. And these are people basically pitching to us, hey, we'll rock your product. Here's the thing. But a lot of times when I was looking through the applicants, some of the influencers, I'm like, you don't even fit our audience. So you got to really look at stuff. You can't say, oh, they have 1 million followers. Awesome. Okay, these could be 1 million followers who won't buy from you. They may buy from them. They're not buying from you. You also need to know when you're working with influencers, sponsorships, what has been the results in the past. So for instance, I'm bold. So like if I see a previous company that they've promoted, I will either contact that company and say, hey, I saw you promoting on the platform. How did it work out for you? Now, sometimes you can't really ask that question per se, sometimes because remember, every business is different, every platform is different, right? But if we have a similar product or whatever, I'm gonna say, hey, how did it work out for you? They say, hey, I barely got any engagement, barely got any sales. Guess what? No, right? The same goes for events, even vending, events. I did a vending event at a location one time, and we, put down the money, it's fine. And I was like barely any people there, like barely people. I'm like, wait, what? And ever since then, I began to really read on events. So I understand, okay, will this event be profitable? How many people are coming? What has been the attendance in the past? What can you describe, your demographic of people who attend this event? Like you need to come prepared before you vend at any events. You need to ask the people, hey, listen, what's the attendance going to be like? You don't have to talk like me. And late at night, I get kind of a little ghetto, but still, you ask people, okay, what's the demographic like? What's the socioeconomic status? Break everything down so that, when you're investing into events, influencers, whatever, that your money is not going to be wasted. So let's see. CEO Tracy just asked, sorry, I'm just seeing comments. I just started designing background, BK covers, and Facebook banners. And I picked a few people to give Facebook banners, social media ad free so they can advertise along with my advertising. What do you think? So picked a few people to give a Facebook ad free. Okay. So they can. So basically what I hear you saying is that you basically have started designing for people for free to kind of build up your portfolio and also advertise yourself, correct? So I remember when I started becoming a freelancer, so actually my background is in graphic design. So before I became, this like serial entrepreneur, book covers, okay. So before I became the serial entrepreneur, I actually started as a graphic designer, and then I opened up my own agency. And so I'm very well aware of, this building that part up. Let me tell you something, girl. You got to pay your dues. And it's also good to build up a portfolio. So as long as, these are only just a couple of clients, you're completely fine. Just make sure that, you only got a few people that you're only doing this for. And that make sure you get reviews from them. That's the most important thing. Make sure you get reviews and make sure you have, you have the artwork and you go from there. So I think it's a great way. You have to pay your dues. I had to pay my dues. And when I say pay my dues, I mean, you gotta, do some things either for free or just for a low price, just kind of starting out. And I wouldn't say that's for everybody, but, on freelance, just a little bit. But again, it's only a few people. After that, just make sure you're charging full price and making sure that you're going after your customers and your clients. So, if you know that you work on book covers, there's a lot of people becoming authors nowadays. So you need to make sure that you are very friendly, have a nice relationship with a whole bunch of people who want to become authors so that you can become their preferred book cover artist, right? And I pray that you're charging a good, healthy amount for those book covers. So we talk about abandoned cart recovery, follow-up emails with customers, building up influencers and key sponsorships. And some of the things I mentioned apply to everybody. So it's not just e-commerce. I mean, business period. Make sure that whatever sponsorships, relationships you're doing with people for free, that is actually worth it. Okay, make sure that it's actually worth it. So let's talk about number 5, grassroots connections. Now, some of the things, again, they will apply for everybody. They won't just apply for e-commerce, but they will apply for everybody. So grassroots connections. I cannot tell you, we talked about vending a little bit, but I cannot tell you how many people who don't even sell physical product think they do not need to vend or be an exhibitor or, show up at events and with a table. And one thing I learned about this was I was at Costco, and I love Costco. And there is I think it was Verizon, there was a phone hut or whatever there inside there. And these men were selling, they had a little Verizon set up in a pop little area. I'm thinking, they're selling Verizon phones here. Of course, Costco sells everything from insurance to everything. So, but they had, Verizon was there. And I began to think about how Verizon sells both product and services, right? So like if I get a phone line, it's not like I'm going to be handed a phone line, right? I'm signing up for the service of the phone line. And one of the things that I teach people is that you have to think of yourself a lot of times like these kind of companies where maybe they sell insurance or whatever. They're not actually physically going to give you like insurance in your hand, or maybe insurance card, but they're not going to give you insurance in your hand. They sell insurance. And so grassroots is so key. I think a lot of people who are in the e-commerce world, they miss out on this because if you're trying to build a business long term, and maybe you're looking in the future maybe to have some real estate and some assets, because I know for me that's my biggest thing. So my e-commerce store, even though we are digital based, one of my main focuses is that we will begin to acquire real estate because I'm all about assets in a business, and most businesses don't really have anything proprietary, to be honest, so it's not like you have anything that you could sell really, unless you have something that's, but for most people, who sell t-shirts and mugs, there's nothing really proprietary. But I do like real estate. I do like the idea of real estate in stores. Maybe not so much maybe the overall overhead, but I do like the idea of us having a warehouse, minimizing those costs and margins and doing the printing and all that ourselves. So, even with all that being said, grassroots is really amazing because being on the ground and talking to people, connecting people with your store is so instrumental. And it's not just instrumental from the aspect of being on the ground, but being that entrepreneur and CEO who talks to people. Being the founder, CEO that talks to people is rare. So many people hide behind their computers. So many people hide behind their phones. And the problem is that people love to meet the owner. They love to meet the person who's, thinking and doing this and, hearing their story. And I'll never forget when I was vending at a location where there wasn't a lot of people, I was actually able to turn that event around for myself by being that CEO on the floor. And even people who were also vendors, they were coming up to me, talking to me, asking me questions, and I was giving them insight, encouragement, all sorts of stuff. And I left with more relationships, left with some connections, left with some few future business down the road. So it's very important that you are that CEO that's not afraid of being out there. I tell a lot of my clients, purchase a vendor table or be an exhibitor at a conference or an event and be there. You may say, oh, I don't sell physical products. Well, you sell some kind kind of products. You sell something that you could talk to people, connect with them, hear their concerns live. You know, I love that live sales in the moment kind of thing. You know, hearing someone else, almost like working consignment at Macy's in the jewelry department, or sorry, not the jewelry department, but the you know, the perfume department or whatever. You know, the makeup area, where, you know, it's kind of like, you know, you make your money by you being like doing those, you know, on the floor sales. And I remember when I worked at Macy's, and I didn't last long in the consignment area when I first got started. And I wasn't really an expert at sales at that point. But I do remember watching the people who worked there, and seeing how they interacted with people who would walk by, who may be interested, maybe weren't, how they were able to read them, you know, and draw them in, and, you know, get them interested in the product. And it's funny on how many people I know in business who are not confident to sell live to somebody. Like, in other words, like, I walk you up right now, I'm going to sell this product to you right now. Most people I know don't, you know, because we hide behind the computer, or especially those of us who are in e-commerce. Think about it. I mean, you know, you don't have to be physically in front of somebody, but you remember that grassroots is so important. So number 6 is striking at key moments. We're almost done. So striking at key moments. Remember what I said earlier, that it's not about so much having a ton of products. It's about having the right products at the right time. And one of the issues with a lot of people that I found who have coached or have approached me with questions is that, you know, they believe that because they have something to sell, then you start a business. Then you start an e-commerce business. Oh, well, I have something to sell. You know, so I have some ice cubes in my fridge or in my freezer. Let me sell some ice. You know, that's the kind of mentality a lot of people have. You know, let me sell this ice because I have ice cubes. You know, and you know, it doesn't really work that way, and that can become very damaging for your business, because you're going to kind of come in there unrealistically. And so what I tell people is strike when it's hot. When you begin to understand your customer, you begin to understand what their needs are, build up again, this is kind of the building up, building out. I'm kind of connecting some of the dots here. When I'm building up the hype for something, and I'm also hearing my customer, taking surveys, trying to see what they want to see, trying to, you know, okay, what are some things you want to see next? Where's the industry going? And when you begin to really understand the rhythm of your business, you won't be so eager to strike every day. You'll only strike when it's really hot. Remember that when you have an e-commerce business, there will be products in your store that will be there the entire year, right? So you kind of have like your benchmark product. These are the products that they don't change every season. They don't change every other month. You know, these are like your core products. Like, you know, so you may have like 3 t-shirts that will always be there until the end of time. They're like your number 1 t-shirts, your number 1 mugs, your number 1 products, your soaps, your whatever they are, right? So you'll have like, you know, your benchmark products. But then there are products that come along, or services, and these kinds of things are things that are like, they're not like every day. They're like, we're gonna first get to know our customers, understand what they want, and bam. And I'll hit them with something. But of course, you got to build the hype for that. You don't just drop things randomly. You don't have that luxury. And sometimes small business owners, they look at like big businesses who have the luxury of like, you know, so like, you know, you're not Beyonce. You know, you can't drop an album with no marketing and, you know, think it's going to sell. First of all, Beyonce has millions of fans. She can do that because she has the people to support that. But you can't do that. You know, you have like, you know, only 1,000 people or 2,000, 5,000. You can't just drop something randomly and pray people are going to just say, oh my God, she's trying to, let me rush here and grab this up. No, people are not, they're not going to do that. So you have to understand, you have to build that up. And then remember, strike when it's hot. Again, really understanding your customer. Then last is a long-term game, but a short-term hustle. This is so important. So you have to be that person that you're not passive. You're not passive, you're action taker, you have that hustle, but you're also thinking about what's the long-term goal. Because a lot of times in business, we make short-term decisions and we want to be a long-term business, and it doesn't work that way. So you need to have a long-term goal, but maybe a short-term hustle. In other words, your hustle is something that has what's the right word? Your hustle is something that is active. So in other words, like, you know, you're not someone who's kind of like lackadaisical. You're not someone who was kind of like, but you know, you have that hustle, you have that grind, but you're not allowing the hustle to hustle you out of thinking long-term. Because a lot of times people who are hustlers, they work very hard, but they don't think about like 5 years or 10 years down the road. So they make like tomorrow decisions, like, okay, what do I need right now? Well, no, it's not just about what you need right now, but what do you need 5 years from now? Because technically when you are in e-commerce or any business, the decisions I make are based upon what I want to see in 5 years, not what I want to see tomorrow, but it's about what do I want to see in 5 years down the road. then that shapes you to build a business that will last those 5, 10 years down the road, right? So when you're building up your e-commerce business, don't just drop products that are crappy. Don't just drop products because you're like, okay, let's just get a product out here. No, you're building up a quality business. So again, this is all about long-term game, but guess what? This is a short-term hustle, or short-term, you're like, okay, I'm here. You know, got that energy, they got that, like, street corner boy kind of, man, I'm hustling, right? But then at the same time, I'm not hustling in the state of, okay, I'm just thinking about tomorrow. No. I'm also thinking about 20 years down the road. Does that make sense? So when you're building your e-commerce business, are you making financial decisions in your e-commerce business that are based upon tomorrow or based upon 5 years down the road? For me, I know that I want to have a warehouse in about 2 to 3 years. That's the whole goal. So it says 2.5 to 3 years. And so I know that the moves that we're making in our business now are preparing us for the warehouse, preparing us so that we can minimize these costs down the road, have printers, have all that. So because of that, even in the way that we do our products, we've been really strategic. So like, for instance, because we know that our goal is to have a warehouse, we're being very I'm not going to say stingy, but be careful about where we invest our money at, because now we have to stack money for a warehouse. So I'm not out here trying to buy, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 worth of inventory, because it's just not smart right now. So what we're doing is we're focusing on key products and introducing key products that we believe that our customers want, but not out here splurging on every whim and wham, but being really strategic. So again, long-term game, short-term hustle. So I'm done. Let's just summarize the 7. So number 1 is abandoned cart recovery emails. Remember, you can do that through Shopify with MailChimp. Number 2 is follow-up emails for customers. I use Kit by Shopify. Number 3 is building out and building up product releases. Remember, don't rush a product release, you build it up. And then number 4 is influencers and key sponsorships. Remember that you need to know, what do you want to get out of this influencer contract or sponsorship? Remember, know their audience, know their demographic. What are we talking about? Does this actually fit our audience? What has been the results in the past? Things like that. Number 5 is grassroots connections. Get on the ground. Get to know people. Get to know everyday people who love your product or whoever it's for. Get to know people. Number 6 is striking key moments. It's not about so much rushing anything, but it's about understanding, okay, when is the right moment? You'll know it's the right moment because you'll have the people. You'll know it's the right moment because you're going to get that gut feeling, because as an owner, believe me, you get gut feelings about your baby, about your business. And then you're also going to understand that I'm not in a rush to compete. When people compete against other businesses, especially small businesses, you don't even have the money to compete. You don't have any money to waste. It's different when you're McDonald's or Wendy's and you have, multi-millions, billions, whatever of money. You can kind of go back and forth. But when you're a small business owner, you don't have time to waste on thinking about somebody else's business. So you have to really begin thinking about, okay, listen, I got to focus on when do our customers need this product? How we introduce it to market so that it is the most effective and we can get the most engagement back from it. So, you have to build up that awareness. So remember, strike at the key moments. The number 7 is long-term game and short-term hustle. So remember, you got to think about like a CEO. CEO thinks about, okay, responsibility. CEO thinks about, where are we going to go in the years to come? Then a hustler is just like, okay, I just need something for today. I just need something for tomorrow. So in my opinion, you need the energy of a hustler, but the mind of a CEO. Think long term and have that energy so that you're focusing on your mind in the game, But again, that you're that CEO mind in the game kind of thing, so that you're not making decisions in your business now that will affect you down the road. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Love you guys so much. I'm extremely tired. I'm going to go to bed and rest. And I will talk to you guys in another video. Thank you guys so much for watching. For those of you who are watching, if you have any questions, put them in the comment area down below. Also, my product queen/king, some men have been asking about the workshop. The workshop on product development for t-shirts and mugs is going to be starting on the first week of February. And that is, I believe, the week of the 5th. And it's every Monday in February at 7 p.m. And let me actually confirm the dates and the times. I believe I want to say 7 or 8 p.m. I want to say it's 7, but it may be 8. So it is, give me a second, guys. It is, a second, guys. Sorry, it is 8 p.m. I don't know why I said 8. Give me a second, guys. Month. say 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. Y'all, it's crazy on how I use it. Y'all, let's see what's this. Product queen. It's 8 p.m. I'm so sorry, guys. So basically it's Monday the 5th. Sorry, it's February the 5th, February the 12th, February the 19th, and February the 26th. And so that is going to be the 4-week workshop that I'm doing in February. And I'm really excited about it because people have been asking me here on my YouTube channel, like, Genesis, I need you to coach me. I need a mentor on how do I launch this. And so I'm going to be teaching you guys on how to build your own e-commerce store using drop shipping. So these are t-shirts, mugs, all that. And what we will be doing is covering how to build that through Shopify. So I'm going to teach you how I built my stores, how I coach my clients to build their stores, how I've been building stores for a while through Shopify. Just like the plugins you need, how to do the design work, how to build. I'm going to teach you the marketing. I'm going to teach you all those things that, in my opinion, are what people need to actually have a successful e-commerce business. So this is not for those of you who just want to pick up a rock and say, okay, I just want to launch a store now because I have rocks. I'm going to sell rocks. This is for people who actually have a unique, you have actually a unique idea to put out to market, and you believe that using e-commerce or dropshipping items such as t-shirts, mugs, hoodies, journals, backpacks, those kind of things, that you believe you can actually build a business off of. So if you have a unique niche and unique idea with that, then this definitely is the class for you. If you've been wanting to learn how to again, drop ship products. So these are products that you are not shipping. You're working with companies to ship, and they actually take care of all your orders. You just simply have to run that marketing front end, handling customer service. So I'm going to be teaching this again. It's 4 weeks in February. The investment is $149. It goes up to $199. What is it? Next weekend? Next week on the 22nd, I believe. So, which is not next weekend, next Monday. So again, it's $149 per person, and then it's $199. Seats go up to $199, and that's per person. That's if you wait past 22nd because we start February the 5th. So again, guys, I'm really excited about what's happening. I'm really excited. We actually have people who've signed up so far. So we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people so far have signed. Oh no, I have more. Oh shoot, I got more. Sorry, guys, I got more. So as of now, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 people have signed up. I apologize. I was counting just the first line. So we have 17 people, not 17, 14 people. I'm tired. We have 14 people, sorry. 14 people have signed up for, and we have 30 seats. So that's what? 16 people, right? So so it's 16 people left. I'm tired of crap, but 16 people left to sign up. So I know a lot of people waiting for like tomorrow. So today's Thursday, so like Friday to sign up on the weekends, because that's when a lot of people get paid. So what I'm telling you guys is do not wait too long. So you have 2 more weekends left to sign up for Product Queen/King. It's called Product Queen, but we have many who are interested, so we can call it Product Queen/King. But again, I just want to let you guys know, because people have been asking me, and I want to make sure that I do not hear that, oh, well, you didn't tell us, or I didn't know you were having this. I'm telling you now. So if you want to sign up and invest in it, I would love to coach you. Again, I'm so excited to coach these men and women on how to launch, again, your e-commerce store. So guys, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm obviously tired. I'm quoting all these random numbers and stuff. I'm going to bed, but I love you guys so much. I will be coming back with another video pretty soon. I'm thinking about what to do next. I definitely want to do a video on the branding and marketing aspect. I did one before, but it wasn't as I'm not gonna say intense, but it wasn't as, I want to cover some other things. So I am going to be doing another video probably maybe tomorrow night or the night after that, on understanding how to actually build up that audience for your e-commerce store, because it does take social media. It does take, building up those landing pages and, getting people interested in how to build up content. Like, it takes time, it takes work. So I will be doing a video on that. If there are some things about e-commerce that you want to learn, then comment in the comment section. I know I'm still on a live, so when you comment, it's like during the chat, but if you want to comment in the comment section of what are some things about e-commerce that you would love for me to talk about, especially when it comes to drop shipping, marketing, all email funnels. Like, you just tell me what you want to know and we will drop it in. Okay. See you guys later. Love you guys so much. Bye.